Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash, and welcome back to the VintageBeef Fan Server. Wanted to start off by showing you the completed nether tunnel. I don't think I had this done last time. Added a little bit of sort of accent colors here at Drew's suggestion. He was saying originally maybe a stripe down the middle, but forgot that it was 4 wide, so when I started laying colors out to decide which shade I wanted to use, I was placing them about this far apart, and I thought, hey, that might be kind of a cool effect for the tunnel. So we decided to go with cyan wool to break it up a little bit, and we placed it right about the center of each of these sections here, and that's been working out really well. So very happy to have this project done. It's a lot nicer getting to and from spawn with the nether tunnel completed. But the main reason that I am recording right now is because it appears that the R-Team home inspection crew have stopped by and done some of the promised repairs that I never technically agreed to. Let's take a look at the sign here outside. Your place is now safe to visit and sleep. Construction completed October 20th, 2013. Any inquiries can be directed to our Jenkos. Materials are donated by Safe Homes Canada. Safte done by Dragon of Fate. So, let's take a look around, shall we? We've got some obsidian pillars here on the outside, it appears. Let's poke about. Everything down here, I think, was left untouched. I watched Dragon of... I think this one was supposed to come all the way down to the floor, and he forgot. I watched Dragon of Fate's video, so I have seen the stuff that he's done. Like, for example, this here is part of a fire suppression system. There's obviously water up there, you can see from the little drips. So the idea being that if my house were to catch fire, then the wool would burn. That's the word I was looking for, wool. If my house were to catch fire, the wool would burn, and the water would then be unleashed to extinguish the flames. But because this is all covered up, the light levels changed in the area, so we had to place down some additional lighting. Let's see what... And here... Okay, this... Dragon of Fate has no... swears no connection to the presence of this singular chicken that is currently wandering about in my house, for reasons as yet to be determined. And moonwalking, of course, because of the snapshot. But we've got support beams coming down here. This is another one of those fire suppression systems here. There's supposed to be water up there, but I don't think it melted yet. I don't know if it actually, if the light level in there is actually high enough despite this glowstone here, because I don't think it's propagating through. So that ice might not actually melt. Let's see here. Oh, there's an egg from our friend. There's handrails added now. All of the lighting that was deemed possible to burn the wood has been replaced with jack-o'-lanterns, and I got jack-o'-lanterns all over the place. Got a couple of beams going across to support the roof, as well as some water trenches there and there, as an additional fire suppression mechanism. Let's see here. Oh, this is empty. All my stuff that he removed in the process of doing this is actually downstairs. Let's see, what else did he add? I think that's about... Oh, did I say the railing here? He has these little safety handholds that he added. So there's that. And that goes all the way up to the top. These torches were replaced because they were too close to the wood up there. As were these. These are apparently fine, though. What else? Oh, and my safe drop with the water thing at the bottom has been deemed unsafe, and this entire column has been blocked off with obsidian and filled up with dirt. So, yeah. Thankfully, they did not deduct any payment for these contractor services, which is good, because that would invoke a whole nother response. But for right now, this is not too bad. Oh, my one bud's broken, though. Let's see here. I can't get to it. I'll worry about it later. This bud here is broken. But, got a few pumpkins while Doff was here. I think Doff was complaining about frame rate drops while he was working on this, and I think it was probably the pumpkin auto-harvester kicking off that was doing it. If I had to make a guess. I didn't hear the pistons in the video, but I think that's probably what it was. So, yeah. And up here, this quote-unquote platform, this is actually the start of a proper ceiling for this room that I never got around to actually finishing. Or haven't yet gotten around to finishing. So, that's, Doff, if you're watching, that's what that was. And also, just to mess with any OCD you might have, this pumpkin is off diagonally. For shame, sir. What kind of lousy contractor service do you provide? But I'm not upset at Doff. I understand the circumstances that he was in. This our team inspection service seems to be not quite on the up and up. There was apparently some extortion involved, the kidnapping of some precious gunpowder. Or I guess it wasn't that kidnapped. I think he was just denied access to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on cleaning this up. But Doff is not going to be... I don't think I'm going to be retaliating against Doff. Ooh. Nicely done. But, RJ will, he will experience a return on his work here. I have plans. I figured. Oh, noes. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to get to work on cleaning this up, and we'll see you in a bit, I guess. Maybe we'll do a montage. Who knows? But, yeah, here we go. Alright, well, for the most part, that is everything cleaned up with the house. You may have noticed on the tower, I left a bunch of the glowing pumpkins in place. But I did clean up most of this. I did also thank Doff for pointing out that I did have a spawnable space right here I gotta figure out what to do with. Oops, I forgot to replace that. But let's pop upstairs and I'll show you what else I've done in the meantime. I left all the pumpkins down on the floor just for the heck of it. I finished the ceiling here, and I gave it this sort of like cross pattern here where the sections kind of come together in the L. I'd like to turn this portion over here, this part of the L, into like a grand bedroom kind of thing. But I need to figure out how exactly to work the wall because this corner is here, right? And I would normally think of running the wall right along here, but then I hit the middle of this window. And I would prefer not to do that. But if I go off of the middle here, like this, then it ends up going over there and does weird stuff. So I haven't decided exactly how I want to handle that yet. And then Baker had the idea some other time that I was on to turn this entire rest of the second floor here into sort of like a grand ballroom and host a Halloween party. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and see if I can get that done in time to have some Halloween-themed stuff going on in the house. Of course, that's coming up just next week, I guess, so that will be a little tricky to get done on time. But it's going to be a ballroom nonetheless, whether it's done in time for Halloween or not. And let's see, upstairs, I left all the pumpkins in here because I do want to try and redo the lighting for this area. The torches were kind of a temporary measure anyway. I prefer not to use torches as my lighting source, but that's all I've had time to do with this area so far. And I'll put a door on here so that nobody can accidentally fall down my entirely safe water stopped fall there. But that should alleviate most of the concerns of this R-Team home safety inspection, because these things here, you see, these are additional supports for the roof going across up in the ceiling. See, so you don't have to have beams coming down to the floor. Very convenient. Leaves a nice wide open space. Very advanced engineering. I would not expect the R team to necessarily understand engineering of this degree, but you know, I could try and explain it in layman's terms if necessary. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to see about trying to figure out the lighting here. Probably that's a lower priority. Mainly, I want to try and get a bedroom and ballroom up on this floor. So I need to go look at some pictures, figure out... I want to probably do some chandeliers hanging for the lighting. Try and figure something out with that and get some furniture maybe, or I don't know. I gotta look into it. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And we will see you in the next episode.